The problem of getting bumps and taking lamps is how the characters cannot control their emotions when they are overwhelmed by something or someone. Jake wants peace around him. He doesn't like noises, but suddenly shows his enthusiastic trait while playing Lego with Bart. Additionally, Jake cannot control the frustration that he can feel when he is overloaded with noise and activities. Mr. Gibson, who threatens the director, Bart, who accuses that Jake tried to kill him, and the director, they cannot control their emotions towards someone who overwhelms them. We can also help a person who cannot control their emotions through by listening to them, staying calm around them, give space, set boundaries, and if needed, seek professional help.
The first scenario of the main problem of this case analysis is when Jake's enthusiastic trait suddenly appeared while he was playing Lego with Bart. When Susie tried to accuse Bart that he stole Jake's Lego. When Martha started jumping up and down and squealing. When Adam fell on Bart by trying to comfort him, that causes a big lump on his forehead. That causes a big chaos in their classroom. Mr. Gibson, the father of Bart, tried to defend his own son without knowing what really happened that night. At that time, Bart is really hysterical and started yelling that Jake tried to kill him. Despite the chaos, Bart's father didn't give the teacher a chance to explain what really happened. He just grabbed Bart out of the classroom. And the second scenario is when the director scolds his worker without knowing what is the whole story of what happened that night inside their classroom. And that affects how the teacher viewed his credibility of how to teach his students properly. Lastly, it is very important to understand a person who cannot control their emotions so that they can learn to communicate properly to someone without getting overwhelmed or angry, to have a peaceful and calm environment inside a classroom or inside a community.
These children were fully engaged in both learning and play. It was a noisy and happy place. The young bodies were relaxed and there was a feeling of contentment in the room. The exception was Jake. His body was tense and his hands worked jerkily with his Lego. His eyes were lowered to the carpet and there was a skull on his narrow, shadowed face. Jake was one child who occasionally gave us extra gray hairs. He came to us with multiple cognitive and social challenges.
He found the busy nature of the classroom unsettling and the noise disconcerting. During his time away from the other children, he was cautiously allowing Bart to play with him in his Lego world. And during their play, it will cause a big chaos inside their classroom. Both parents suddenly hear the painful cry and the angry yell. Mr. Gibson, father of Bart, tries to defend.
Well, we do not know all of the causes, but we have learned that there are likely many contributing factors, including genes, early brain development, and the environment. Although we know little about specific causes, the available evidence suggested that the following may put children at greater risk for developing it. First, having a certain genetic or chromosome condition such as Fragile X syndrome or tuberculosis. Second, experiencing complication at birth. And third, being born at elder parents. It can be reliably diagnosed by the age of 2, but children may be diagnosed at earlier ages. Early identification helps children get the service they needed. And there is no cure, but there are several interventions that can help children learn important skills that improve their everyday life.
Alternative course of action. Educate the class about antisocial behavior, foster a supportive atmosphere to gain empathy and understanding among all students. Ask help with special education professionals on what to do and how to handle effectively. Educate also teachers about antisocial behavior and take a training workshop to improve understanding and equip with good strategies.
Fostering behaviors and attitudes while promptly and effectively addressing any instances of bullying or discrimination. encourage open communication among students to create a supportive atmosphere, establish peer support programs within the classroom to encourage students to help and support each other.
Recommendation from alternative course of action provide pupil like Jake Wu might have trouble with sudden emotion swings and customize coping strategies and work together with experts to customize tactics to meet the needs of every kids. As a student feels overwhelmed, assign them to a quiet corner or sensory-friendly area of the classroom and promote open communication with parents by giving them regular updates on what's going on in the classroom and any possible problem that might come up.
Create and disseminate school-wide standardized mediation procedure that includes administrators, teachers, and parents. Organize training workshop for teachers to help them identify and handle emotion control issues in their students. Encourage a cooperative relationship between educators and parents by holding regular conference workshops and newsletters.
In conclusion, this case analysis shows and brings important information about the behavior of students inside the classroom. As per what the case persuades about being aware of social behavior, it is so important to know how to handle students who are showing some unusual behavior in school and to be able to avoid bullying and misunderstanding of each other. Moreover, it also shows how important the role of a teacher in handling his or her students when it comes to their behavior and attitude towards other people. As a result, we need to have enough knowledge on how to be with students who are showing different behavior. And it is important to not judge first based on how people react or express their feelings and behavior because we don't know the story behind of those expressions.